Hi friends, I'm Ren. Welcome back to my hobby room. We're going to play some Five Parsecs from home today. And technically, we're not in my hobby room right now. We're in my office where we're going to do the pre-battle portion of the turn for turn 2. Let's get into it. The first thing we have to do is upkeep and ship repairs. We have 6 members of our crew, so we have to pay 1 credit for our crew. Then I was looking forward, we were going to pay off a big chunk of our ship debt, but then at the end of turn 1, we got hit by the taxman for 6 credit. We're only going to be able to pay for a little bit of our ship. We're going to pay 3 credits total, 1 for our crew, 1 for interest, and 1 to reduce the ship debt from 20 to 19. And that'll take us from 7 credits to 4. Medical care, we don't have anybody in medbay, so we don't have to worry about med care. Assign and resolve crew tasks. Here's our options right here. We don't need to find a patron because we actually started the game with 2 patrons. So we had 2 jobs. We did the job for the Shadow Brotherhood in turn 1. And we have a job for our second patron, which has a time frame of 2 turns. So if we want to do it, we have to do it this turn. And that job is for the S.O.L.U, the Synthetic Organisms Liberties Union. It's a private organization. They're a persistent patron, which is cool. Danger play is plus 1 credit. Time frame is by turn 2. We're on turn 2. Hazard is VIP. So I'll have to look that up again to see what that does. But we already know most of the things about the job except for the enemies. So that's going to be our job for this turn. We can just assign our crew members to other things. First thing we're going to do is try and repair our kit. We have 4 broken items right now. We found 2 broken items as loot, but then post-campaign events were kind of hard on us, and we broke 2 of our items during the post-campaign phase. So we're adding our savvy. So we're only down to 4 credits, so we're not going to spend any on spare parts. Miley and the droids both have plus 2 savvy. We'll repair them on a 4+. So we have a 50-50 chance of repairing. Oh, natural 1 always fails and means the item is beyond fixing. So we're going to have Miley and, let's say, iPal try to repair broken items. And I want to do... I am going to assign out everything before I do any of the rolls. We're going to train 2 of our crew members as well. The captain's on 4 points. If the captain trains, he can go to 5 and he can increase one of his stats. Cracks is going to train. Cracks is just always going to train. I'm going to train Cracks every single turn. I'm going to send DD209 to trade, and I'm going to send Hammer to explore. We have 4 damaged items. We have a beam pistol, deflector field, scanner bot, and Miley's frag vest are all damaged. I want to try and repair the deflector field and the scanner bot, because I think those are the best 2. So Miley is going to try and repair that deflector field. And she's got a plus 2 savvy, so she needs a 4. Oh no! It's a 1. So that deflector field is not repaired, and not only that, it's beyond ever being able to be repaired. So let's just delete that from our list. It's junk. That's too bad, because that was a cool item. Okay, now let's try to have iPal repair. I am going to pivot. I'm going to have him try and repair Miley's frag vest. He got a 2, so it's not repaired. The captain is going to train, so that'll put him to a 5. And Cracks is going to train. That puts him from 1 XP back up to 2. That was the 2 repairs. That was the 2 trains. Let's do trading. So we need D100 for trading. He got a 17. Bits of scrap. You sell it on to an interesting party, earning 1 credit of profit. Okay, so we got 1 credit. We're up to 5 credits. And then we need to do the explore Hammer is going to explore, so also a D100. $35. You hear a tip. You may opt to automatically track down a rival and to fight this campaign turn. We don't have any rivals, so that doesn't help us. So the one last thing I'm gonna do with Captain Lamb is gonna use his loaded dice to gamble. So out of one to 4, he gets that many credits. 5 is nothing. 6, he gets caught cheating and they beat him up and take his dice. 4, that's the best result we can hope for. That's 4 credits. Our captain is kind of a scoundrel. That puts us up to 9. I wish we could have done that before we paid our ship debt. Determine job offer. So we've already got the job. Well, what does the VIP hazard mean? A random enemy will have +1 toughness and a final combat skill of 2+. There's no condition for deployment. So that's the job we're going to take. Assign equipment. I think we're good. I kind of assigned the equipment when I got it last turn. Everybody's good on the equipment they have. Resolve any rumors. We don't have any rumors. Choose your battle. We don't have any rivals, so they're not gonna interrupt us. So we're gonna do a patron job for the S.O.L.U. Proceed to the battle section. Determine deployment condition. Okay, so this is a patron job. We will need to roll on the patron part right here. So D100. What do we got? 76. Slippery ground. All movement at ground level is at -1 speed. Alright, then we do notable sites. For a patron, 75. Person of interest, gain +1 story point. Okay, so it's going to be 4 inches from center of board. Determine the objective. Patron mission, so we're going to do a 1d10. 1 is deliver. Crew member of your choosing carrying a package. The package must be delivered to the exact center of the table. Suitable marker or terrain feature should be placed there. Placing the package safely requires a combat action. Determine the enemy. So patron, we're going to roll this for the patron column. 58. So our opposition will be hired muscle. Someone has hired goons to stop you from achieving whatever it is you're trying to do. Deliver the package. Being paid professionals, you are -1 to any attempt to seize the initiative. This is cumulative with any modifiers below. Okay. So let's roll on the hired muscles table, which is 05, unknown mercs. The fringe is crawling with mercenary bands looking to make credits for paramilitary work. Most are sort of honorable, at least when dealing with other professionals. Let's just call it a day. If they are down to 1 or 2 figures remaining, they will accept ending the fight at the end of any round. Neither side holds the field in this case. Unknown marks numbers are +0. They panic on a 1 to 2. They have a speed of 5, combat of +1, toughness of 4. They are tactical, and then they use 2 weapons for 2B. So let's roll 2d6 and take the higher of the 2 because we have 6 crew members. Oh, good. That was almost a 6. So there's 4. There's going to be 4 unknown mercs. So 1d6, 3. So they have military rifles. And then the specialist was a B, so I need to roll another d6, which is a 1. So the specialist has a marksman's rifle. And then the lieutenant you don't roll for, he will just have a military rifle and a blade. Okay. The enemy force may be led by a special character. So I roll 2d6, and if it's a 9 plus, the opposition is accompanied by a unique individual. So that's a 3. So no unique individual. I think that's everything except setting up the battlefield. Yeah, we're ready to do our second battle. Tonight we're going to be playing some 5 Parsecs from Home. Specifically, our campaign turn 2 for the crew of the Lightning Bug. And let me just refresh your memory or give you a good look at our minis. This is Captain Lamb, captain of the Lightning Bug, right there. And then we have Miley, who is our young mechanic. We have Cracks, the genetically engineered reptile soldier. He's a feral. And then we also have Hammer. He is a Kieran. Then we have 2 bots on our team. We have DD209. And we have iPal. And tonight the crew is going to have to try and deliver a mysterious package for the Shadow Brotherhood. They'll have to deliver it to a little tech terminal in the middle of the board. I'll show you the board in just a second. But there are a couple of other things. There's a person of interest wandering around the board. And that will be this little alien figure right here. Is the person of interest. And then we have a group of unknown mercenaries that are trying to stop them and intercept the package. And that's these guys. That's one of the just regular mercenaries. Here's our other mercenary. Then we have a specialist, which is going to be represented by this guy with a missile launcher. Luckily, he doesn't have a missile launcher, but he does have a marksman's rifle. So that will be dangerous and long range. And then they are led by their lieutenant, which is going to be this gal right here. She is their leader. And also, one of the mercenaries is a... one of the other things we rolled for this mission is that one of the mercenaries is a VIP. So I'm going to roll a D3, and I'm going to say the lieutenant's not the VIP because one of the bonuses for the VIP is that they get combat +2, and the lieutenant already has a combat +2. So it's going to be 1 and 2. I'm going to put them in a row here. Sorry, I don't have my other camera set up. They're going to be 1 or 2 is going to be the 2 regular mercenaries, and 3 will be the specialist. So let me roll. We got a 2, so it's going to be this one right here with the light green base is going to be the VIP. So he's going to have toughness of 5 and a combat of +2. Okay, let me get this camera pointed at my dice tray and the other camera turned on, and I'll show you the board in just a sec. Okay, so here we are. We're set up with the board. Let me move the minis off of here. Give a test roll to make sure we can read that. That's a 6. Hopefully that's good. What if I roll one of these? 4. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we need to randomly decide which board edge is going to be for the crew and which is going to be for the enemies. And after last time, I kind of learned that I've got the camera dialed in, but there's about 1 inch right here that you can't see, and there's just a little bit. This is the very edge right here, so there's about maybe half an inch that you can't see here. So I'm gonna have the two. I'm not gonna deploy from the top or the bottom. I'm gonna deploy from the sides. So the odds will be this side here. Evens will be this side for the crew. And I rolled a 6, so the crew will start on this side, which means that the enemies will deploy first, and they will be on the opposite edge. And these enemies are tactical, so they will deploy evenly in 3 groups. Each group will be 8 inches apart, and the members of a group will stay within 1 to 2 inches of each other to start with. So I have 4 minis, so that means basically 1 group of 2 and 2 groups of 1. So I will take the specialist with the marksman's rifle and put him here behind these barrels, so he has some cover, but he has pretty good line of sight there. If they'd rolled this side, he'd definitely be up on top of this scaffolding. The second, then I'm gonna do the second team is gonna be the lieutenant with one of the regular guys, and then the third team will be the fourth guy right over here. So just to make sure they're approximately 8 inches apart, he needs to be over just a little bit. That's I'll put him on the other side between the 2 barrels. Okay, now, I should place the person of interest. They're going to be 4 inches from the center, which this is the little data terminal. Let me hold that up. This is a little hut with a little futuristic ATM machine on it. That's where you have to deliver the package. I'm assuming the package is some kind of digital data disk or data pad or something. So they're going to be 4 inches from the center of the board. I will use the D10 method of the pointy end points the direction. So that's going to be 4 inches from the center, about right here. And if the crew can get to that person and spend a combat action, they gain 1 story point. Okay, so then I'm going to start with Miley right here. I need to be 18 inches away. So our board is 2 feet by 2 feet, so it's only 24 inches across. I need to make sure I'm 18 inches away from these guys. Just put her about right there. That's 18, right at 18. So she can run up on top of this with her marksman's rifle. Now, Captain Lamb is going to be the one who has to deliver the package. So I'm going to put this little red marker underneath his base just to remind myself. And I'm going to put him right here. So she's right on the 3-inch square. He can be about half an inch back. Let's see, where else am I gonna go? I'm gonna put cracks here. I'm gonna put DD-209 on the other side of this building here, so we can come around on the top side. And I'm gonna put hammer right here behind this, and I'm gonna put iPal kind of right on the back corner of the scaffolding here. Okay, so these enemies are unknown mercenaries, and they're type hired muscle. And one other thing that I came up with, that the random generation came up with for them, is that I'd be -1 to seize the initiative, but since Krax is a feral, he ignores all penalties from the enemy on seize the initiative rolls. So I need to roll 2d6 and let's see, plus my highest savvy, which is a +2 of the bots. So 2d6 plus 2, and I need to get at least a 10 in order to seize the initiative. And I got 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10, so I just managed to seize the initiative, just barely. So all of my crew members can take one action. They can either move or shoot. So I am... Oh, and there's one other thing, which will be very important. The terrain conditions are slippery ground. So all movement is -1 movement on ground level. So it's basically muddy. The only one that's not going to affect right now is Kylie, because she's up on this catwalk. So basically, everyone has a move of 4. So they're going to be moving 3 if they're on the ground. So let's see. I just get to do all of my people. I'm going to move Kylie 4 inches. And that gets her basically right there. She's at the top of this, right here at the top of this ramp. And I'm going to do, oh my, so Krax is behind this. Can you see him? He's right here. It's very hard to see him. He's right here. So he's going to move 3 inches. So what I think I'm going to do, if I remember the climbing rules right, I'm just going to say you could just climb. So he's going to take, as long as it's not, too high. So, you can climb, but you just can't stop on a vertical surface. So it's basically 1.5 inches to get up here. Since he started on the ground, I'm going to let him move forward another 1.5 inches. So he's going to be here. He is now, definitely can't see him because he's behind the, he's on top of the first level of this scaffolding, and he's right behind the pillar right here. Captain Lamb is gonna... All my guys are moving, yeah. Captain Lamb is gonna move forward 3. Krax is also gonna move forward 3. And he's now right behind the building. Right there, he's tilted a little bit, but he's right here on this side of the building. And then DD-209 is going to move 3 on this side. And Krax is he fell down. He's tilted. I'm going to put him, he's within 1. He's within 1, so he's within cover. But I'm going to have to move him out a little bit. Right there. Okay. So, now it is turn 1, and we we're going to do our reaction rolls. And the only ones that have a reaction, let's see, the bots have a reaction of 2, and Cracks has a reaction of 2, and everyone else has a reaction of 1. So we're going to roll 6d6 and see who gets to go in the fast phase. Oh, let's see. I got only 1-1, and so since the other rule for ferals is if you only roll 1-1, that has to go to Cracks. No 2s, so everything else is a 3 or higher. So Cracks is going to go in the fast phase, and everyone else is going to go in the slow phase. Alright, so let's see. Cracks' weapons. He has a blast pistol, which is range 8, and a shotgun, which is range 12. So he's going to move. He's going to move up 3 more. Probably right behind this barrel. And let's see. He does not... He does not have range to anyone. So, you know what? He's going to actually do a dash, which is going to be two more. So he would have moved a total of 5. And I'm going to put him right here. Then it's now the enemy phase. And the enemies are also going to be affected by slippery ground. What is their speed? They are speed 5. They're speed 5 though, so they're going to be reduced from 5 to 4. What? Let me see. I'm going to start with the little specialist over here. He has a marksman's rifle, which is range of 36 inches. So, I don't think he could see Cracks because this power generator is in the way. He is going to take a shot at Miley, who's up here, who is about 18 inches away. So, let's see, just to review, if the enemy is within 6 inches and in the open, it's a 3+ to hit. If they're within 6 inches and in cover, it's a 5+. And if they're outside of 6 inches but in the open, 5+, outside of 6 inches and in cover, 6+. So she does have cover from this floor and these side railings here. So he's going to be a 6 to hit, but he's not going to move because a heavy weapon, if he moved, he'd be -1. If he doesn't move, he's going to aim. So he needs a 6+, but he's got +1 combat, so 5+, and he can reroll it if it's a 1 because he's aiming. That's a 6, so he's going to hit. Uh-oh. And that weapon is marksman's rifle is normal damage. Miley's frag vest is damaged, so she can't use it. So she doesn't have a frag vest. So her toughness is her toughness is 3. So, let's see. So, she's wounded on a 3. Alright, let's hope it's not. Oh, a 1. Thank God. Thank goodness. Okay, so she's going to be pushed back about an inch, and she's going to get 1 stun token. So I'm going to just put it right there. That guy's gone. This guy right here is going to move. So he's going to move 4 inches because of the slippery ground. And this is the VIP, so he has +1 toughness. He's going to go right there. And he will take a shot at cracks. He has a military... This guy has a military... the other 3 have military rifles. And the lieutenant also has a blade. So military rifle is 24 inches, so he's totally in range. 1 shot. Okay, so... oh, that's the VIP, so he's +2 combat. So, cracks is in cover, more than 6 inches away. It'd be a 6, but for this guy, it's going to be a 4+ to hit cracks. He got a 2, so he missed. The lieutenant's gonna move, and she's gonna want to backtrack around the side of this. So 2 inches there, and then 2 inches here. She also has a military rifle. So same thing. Since she's the lieutenant, she has a +2. She's going to also shoot at cracks. Because he's pretty much the only one they have line of sight to. So, 3. She missed. She needed a 4. Okay, my last guy over here, he's going to just... He's going to move up 3 inches. So he's right here. He's right here, kind of right on the edge of the screen. And he's going to shoot at cracks who's in this scaffolding. So he's only got a +1. Because, so he's going to need a 5. It's going to be a 6 to hit cracks because cracks is in cover. Or, I'm sorry, hammer. Hammer is in cover. So he needs a 5. He got a 5. Darn it. Okay, so what is Hammer's toughness? No one has any armor. Hammer's toughness is 4. So he's going to need a 4 to wound him. He got a 5. Oh no. Hammer goes down. Right there. Okay, now it's the slow phase. So Hammer's not going to be able to move. Miley is stunned. Oh my. I'm going to move her 4 because she's not on the ground. Up here behind this so she has cover. But then she's stunned so she can't do anything else. DD... I'm going to activate my DD209, who's going to be able to move 3 right up to the corner of this. And then he's going to shoot at this guy with his military rifle. So he has a +1 combat, so it's 6. He's going to need a 5 to hit. He got a 4, so that's a miss. I think I forgot to move iPal and seize the initiative. Oh well. So Captain Lamb is going to move up 3. He's basically right here. The only weapon he has... No, I did give him a colony rifle. So, he is going to use his dually pistol's only 8 inches. So, he's going to use his colony rifle to shoot at this guy right here, who definitely has cover. So, it's going to be normally a 6. He's going to need a 6 to hit. He got a 1, so he did not hit. iPal is going to go. I'm going to have him hop up on here too. So 1.5 to go there, and then so he's going to dash. So that's a total of 5 because I'm going to -1 because he starts here. So 1.5 there. That's going to be another 3.5. Can he get to the top of the ramp with 3.5? With 3.5, he can get just to the top of the ramp, which is good because his base doesn't fit on the ramp. And so that's his. He dashed. So the last person to go is going to be Cracks. And Cracks' shotgun has a 12-inch range. So he's within range of this guy. So he's going to... Cracks has a +1 combat. That guy's more than 6 inches away. He's within 1 inch of the barrel, so he has cover. So it's going to be a 6 to hit him. But Cracks has... Cracks has a +1 combat, so it's a 5. He's going to aim, so he gets to reroll 1s. And the shotgun has 2 shots. So 2 shots, he needs 5s. I got a 1 and a 3. That is 2 misses. Alright, that's the end of turn 1. So turn 2. I didn't take out any of the enemies, so they do not have to roll for panic. So I just need to roll. Well, only 5 dice this time because Hammer got taken down. And I need to roll my reactions. Okay, I got 1-1 again, which has to go to Cracks. And then the rest are 2 3s and 2 4s. So once again, Cracks is the only one going in the fast phase. I think he's going to do the same thing he just did. He's going to take 2 shots at that guy in the front, which will require 5s to hit, but he's going to aim. So reroll 1s. I got a 4 and a 6. So 1 hit. The shotgun is +1 damage. These guys are toughness 4. So the shotgun's going to need a 3 to take him out. Got a 4. So that guy got taken out. Boom. Oh. Wait, that was the VIP. So he had toughness 5. Oh, he had toughness 5. So I needed a 4, not a 3, but I still got a 4. So he did still get taken out. Good deal. Okay. And that's Cracks' turn. Then it is the enemy's turn. And they are tactical. So they're going to try to move within cover. If they can. If they have a shot, they have a clear shot, which I think means against someone without any cover, they will take it instead of moving. So she can move 4, but she wants to stay in cover, so she's going to move up to here. She's going to take a shot. I believe. I believe for where she's at, Cracks would be in open, but Captain Lamb would have cover, so she's going to shoot it at Cracks. She has a military rifle, so Cracks would be a 5 to hit because there's no cover from right here. And so she's going to need a 3 to hit. She got a 5, so that hits. Cracks' toughness is a 4, so she's going to need a 4 to take him out. She got a 1, so I can't really push him back. He's right against the wall, but he will get a stun token. Okay. This guy over here is going to need to move 3. Then he'll shoot at iPal. It's definitely within cover from the laser fence and the thing right there. So he's got a +1. It's a 6. He's got a +1 as a 5. So he needs a 5. He needs a 5 to hit. He got a 6. Look, military rifles don't have crit, do they? They do not. So iPal is a bot. He has toughness 4, so it's going to be a 4 to wound him. 6. iPal goes down as well. That's not good. All right. Now, this guy being tactical, he should say that he's going to move, but he's got a marksman's rifle. It makes more sense for him to shoot. He's going to shoot at Miley. 6 to hit, +1 combat makes it a 5. He's going to aim, so he needs a 5 reroll ones. Dang it, he got a 6. So that's going to be a 3 to wound Miley. 2. 2. She gets pushed back and Ed gets stunned again. Oh no. Alright. That's all 3 of them. So my turn for the slow phase. The only one who's acted is Cracks. So let's see if Captain Lab can get... Oh, just barely. He could get to the back side of this. I'm not going to say he has to go around the front, because it just said, you know, something in the middle of the board. So he moves up here, and he uses his combat action to deliver the package. He opens up an access port out the back, and he plugs in the data card, and he delivers the package. I have technically now won. I have not held the field or anything yet. Miley is going to use her marksman's rifle and shoot right here at this at the lieutenant. She's stunned, so she cannot aim, and she has a +0, so she's gonna need a 6 to hit her. But she's taken a couple of shots, and she's like, "I've had enough of this," and she got a 6 on her shot. So the mercenaries are toughness 4, I believe. Yes, the VIP is the toughness 5 one is already down. So she needs a 4 to wound the lieutenant, and she got it. Boom. Okay, I have 1. DD209 is the only one left to go. And he has a military rifle. So he's going to aim and take a shot at this mercenary over here, who is definitely in cover. You know what? I better move him just to make sure that he has a clear line of sight. He's going to move here. He's going to move out into the open 3 inches. He definitely has a line of sight across here. It's still cover, but he can at least definitely see him. So no reroll, and he's got +1, so he's going to need a 5 on the die. I got a 5. Okay, so he hits. It's going to need a 4 to wound. Got a 4 to wound. Oh my gosh, that was lucky. That turned at the end right there. Okay, that's the end. Now we need to make 3 panic rolls. Let me see what the panic value on these guys are. The panic value on these enemies for unknown mercs is 1 to 2. So I'm going to roll. 3 guys went down, so I'm going to roll 3d6. If any one of them is a 1 or a 2, this last guy's going to run away. Nope, he's totally okay. I got a 3, a 4, and a 6. 3, a 4, and a 5. 3, 4, and a 5. So he's totally good. Okay. I only so go. Oh, end of round 2. Let's roll for a random combat event. D100. I rolled a 10. And the battle event on a 10 is change of plans. The enemy switches to the cautious AI type for the rest of the battle. If they were already cautious, they instead switch to tactical. Enemies will attempt to stay in cover whenever possible. Okay, so basically very similar. They won't go within 12 inches voluntarily of the enemy, and they will not go into a brawl. We've got 4 crew members left mobile. So let's roll our reactions for turn 3. I got 1, 2. So the only one that could go, so actually, Cracks or DD209 are the ones that can go on a 2. I'm going to give that, since Cracks is stunned, I'm going to give that to the bot. And the other ones are a 3 and higher. So, you can't really see him because of this pillar. Combination of this pillar and the hut in the middle. I don't think DD209 can see that guy. So DD209 is going to dash. So he's going to move what would normally be 6, but it's going to be reduced to 5 because of the slippery ground. So he's going to come up here. He's going to go right there. And this person here is just like, I assume, just kind of ducking down in the middle. I don't know why they haven't. It doesn't say they move or anything. Alright, so then it's going to be this guy's turn. And he's going to go up here, I would say. Now, since he's right here, I'm going to say he could shoot through the laser fence without any cover. But the other things, he could basically shoot at Lamb, Captain Lamb, or Miley. But they're going to have cover from the other things. So he's going to go right here. He's going to shoot at Captain Lamb, I guess. I guess that's technically within... it's not within 12 if you count for the vertical. So that's fine. He's going to need 6 to hit Captain Lamb. 5 because he has +1 combat. He got a 4, so that's a miss. Alright, my slow guys, which is gonna be, let's let Cracks move. He loses his stun token. Then he's gonna move 3 and knock over a barrel with his tail when he goes. Captain Lamb is gonna... He's going to advance 3 to right here. Because I'm trying to get to the other VIP, or the interesting person. He's going to take a shot. He's going to shoot his dueling pistol. But this guy will have cover. He's not within 6. No. He's about 7 inches away. So, the only reason I'm going to shoot the dueling pistol is because it's a high-tech and it has crit on it. So, Captain Lamb, one shot. Basically, he needs a 6. Wait, did I increase his combat skill with training? Nope, not yet. He still needs a couple more XP. Alright, so he's going to need a 6 to hit, but if he gets a 6, that's going to be a crit, and it's going to be 2 hits. And I got a 4, so he misses. Bing! Bounces off the laser fence. Alright, I'm gonna let Miley move up to the edge right here so she could do this. She does have a marksman's rifle, which is a heavy, so she moves, so it's gonna be -1. Actually, that would mean she couldn't hit. So instead of moving up, she's going to stay right there. She's going to aim at this guy. She needs a 6 to hit him, but she can reroll a 1. It's a 2, so she misses. That is the end of turn 3. And no, I didn't take out any enemies this turn, so he does not have to do a panic roll. Alright, let's roll our reactions again for turn 4. We've got 4 characters that are up. We have 2 2s, which is great. Which means I can give them to DD209 and Cracks, and they both have reactions of 2. And then Captain and Miley are going to go in the slow phase. So, I'm going to have Cracks come around here. 3 inches about right there. Does that put him within... Oh. Ugh. Man, this big old pillar. I think it's going to block. He's going to just advance twice. Or advance, so he's going to go 5 inches. And then I think pretty much the same thing. I'm going to go 5 inches this way with DD209, come around the other side. And then it's going to be... I think the only one he can see is Miley. So he's going to aim, and he's going to shoot at her. And he's going to need a 6, 5 because of his +1 combat, 5, and he can reroll ones. He got a 3. That misses. So, Captain Lamb and Miley. Captain Lamb is going to move 3 inches here. And he's going to take his combat action to rescue, evacuate, whatever, this person. So, the team gets +1 story point. And then Miley is going to take her shot again. She's got to hit about a 6 only. But it's a 1 and she aimed. And a 4, so misses. Okay. End of turn 4. Second combat event. 84. Okay, 81 to 85. Fog cloud. A dense cloud of fog envelops the center of the table for the rest of the battle. If it extends 6 inches in every direction and blocks all visibility past 2 inches. So, essentially, 6 inches from the middle. These squares are 3 inches, so Miley is like right on the edge of it. Captain Lamb and Cracks are definitely within it. And then DD209's a couple inches on the outside. Alright, let's roll our reactions for turn 5. We got 3 1s and a 3. So that means 3 of our characters can go. And we're going to give a 1 to Cracks. We're going to give a 1 to Miley. And we're going to give a 1 to Captain Lamb. And we're going to let DD209 go with the slow phase because he's way over there. So something happened. This after loading the data into this thing, it made a really loud noise and it shook and it just this cloud of smoke came out of this little data HUD. And they were like, well, I hope that's sure it does that all the time, Captain Lamb says. That probably has nothing to do with whatever I just did. So, Captain Lamb, we're going to move... No, we're going to have Cracks go first. Oh, who got the first kill? I think it was Cracks. I can't remember for sure, but I think Cracks got the first kill. So he'll get an extra XP. So he's going to move 3 right here. He could definitely see this guy now. Whoops. Knocked him down. Definitely see this guy now. Aim his shotgun. He has cover because of the laser fence. So, he's within 6 though. So cover only means a 5+. And Cracks has +1 combat. So 4. Yes, Cracks has +1 combat. So he has a 4, and he has 2 shots from his shotgun. And the shotgun is +1 damage. Alright, so he needs 5's force. That's 1 hit. And this guy's toughness 4, shotgun's +1 damage. He needs a 3 to take this guy out. 3! Finally! We take him down. Boom! And then the crew will hold the battlefield. They will run to their downed allies, make sure they're okay, and they will help them back to the lightning bug. And that is campaign turn 2. Okay, we're going to do the post-battle sequence for turn 2. Step number 1, resolve rival status. If you fought an opponent that isn't a rival and held the field, true. On a 1, they become a rival. Oh no! Okay, so we have a new rival. Rival of unknown mercenaries. We'll make up a name for them. Their leader was female. I'm going to say that they were Rita's Roughnecks. Resolve patron status. If we succeeded on a patron mission, yes. Add the patron to our list of contacts. Okay, so Shadow Brotherhood is already on our list of patrons from the character generation, so we're good on there. Determine quest project. Have you just fought a battle that was part of the quest? No. Get paid. You earn 1d6 credits in pay, loot, bounty, or salvage. It was not a final mission of a quest or an invasion battle. Okay, so we won by completing the objective. So a 1 or 2 counts as a 3. And if you did a patron job, which it was, we get danger pay, which was +1. Okay, so let's roll for our payout. So we rolled a 1, but that means we count a 1 or 2 as a 3. +1 danger pay is we get 4 credits. And we currently have 9 credits, so we're going to go up to 13. And that was get paid. Battlefield fines. You held the field, yes. Then we get to roll on this table. Okay, so we need to roll a D100. We got a 31. Curious data stick / invasion evidence. You obtain a quest rumor. If the enemy is an invasion threat, you instead find invasion evidence. These enemies are not an invasion threat. Okay, so I get a rumor. That's our first rumor. That's not bad. Check for invasion. The unknown mercs, Rita's Roughnecks, aka that we know them now, that enemy type is not an invasion threat. So we don't need to roll for invasion. Gather the loot. Roll once on the loot table on page 131. So let's roll a D100. See what type of loot we get. 90. Rewards. Roll once on the rewards table. So we need to roll another D100. 67. Rare substance. Roll 2d6. Receive credits equal to the highest roll. Oh, that's cool. All right, 2d6, and we get the highest. So we get 6 more credits. That's fantastic. So we go from 13 up to 19 credits. Determine injuries and recovery. Okay, so we had 2 characters that were injured. We had Hammer and we had iPal. So iPal will roll, he's a bot, so we'll roll on the bot injury table. Neither one of them have luck. So injury table, we're going to roll D100 for Hammer, I guess. First. Low is bad. Oh, 13. Death or permanent injury, dead or removed from campaign. Oh, I'm going to use that story point that we just got to re-roll that. I don't want him to be dead. 23. I don't know if that's any better. Equipment loss. Random carried item is damaged. Alright, so what does Hammer have? Hammer has a shotgun and a blade. 1 to 3, it's his shotgun. 4 to 6, it's his blade that gets damaged. So his shotgun is damaged. That's no good. He just got that shotgun. Never even got to shoot it. But that's not terrible because it's no turns in sickbay. Okay. Okay. So, we need to look in the bot injury table and we need to roll for iPal. Okay, so basically, we don't want to roll 15 or less. So here we go. I think that's good. 66. Just a few dents. No long-term effect. That's the best result. Experience and character upgrades. So became a casualty happened to Hammer and iPal. So each of them is only going to get 1 experience. And iPal is a bot, so he doesn't get experience. Nobody survived but did not win. Survived and won. The first character to inflict a casualty was Krax. So Krax is going to get 4. And Krax has 2. So he's going to go from 2 to 6. Captain Lamb and Miley are both going to gain 3. And Captain Lamb has 5, so he's going to go to 8. So he's definitely going to increase something. And Miley's at 4. So she's going to go from 4 to 7. So she'll probably increase something as well. Hammer has 3. He cannot increase anything right now. Krax has 6 XP. I am going to maybe let him train and increase either his combat skill or his reactions, because both of those cost 7, so he won't do anything right now. Captain Lamb has 8, and Captain Lamb does have a toughness 4 because of his background. I think I want to increase his combat to +1 and use 7 of his 8 XP, and then he'll go down here down to 1. Okay, so that's good. And Miley, I think I want to use 6 of her 7 and increase her toughness to 4, so she's not so easily wounded. Invested in advanced training, I am going to hold off on any advanced training until I get my ship paid off. Okay, purchase items. You may pay 3 credits to receive a roll on the military weapon table, gear table, or gadget table. I am not going to do that. I don't have any undamaged items I want to sell, so we're not going to purchase anything. Roll for a campaign event. D100 on the campaign event table, which is right here. So we'll roll a D100. And we got a 50. So hopefully we won't get hit with taxes or anything silly like that again. You've earned a bit of a bad reputation. If you know any patrons on the current world, randomly select one that will no longer work with you. If you have no patrons, shrug and move on. Well, heck, we have 2 patrons. We have the S.O.L.U, which is the Synthetic Organisms Liberties Union, which is a persistent one. And we have the Shadow Brotherhood. 1 to 3, the S.O.L.U, we lose. 4, 5, 6, we lose the Shadow Brotherhood. Oh no, the Shadow Brotherhood no longer wants to work with us. So that was the campaign event. Now we need to roll for the character event. Okay, so I'll roll a d6 to see who it is. So 4 is Miley. D100. Character event of 23. Oh, 20 to 23. You get in a scrap with another crew member. Randomly select another crew member and roll 1d6 plus combat skill for each. The lower score must spend 1 campaign turn in sickbay. On a draw, both go to sickbay. If a Kieran is in the crew, you must fight them. Oh my gosh! So she gets it a scrap with Hammer. D6 plus combat skill. So Hammer is definitely +1 and Miley 0. So we'll roll for Miley first. 2. Kieran got a 1. Oh, fantastic. Kieran got a 1 plus 1 is 2, so they tie. And they both spend 1 turn in sickbay. Check for galactic war progress. If you're tracking any planets that were previously invaded, roll 2d6. We have not had any planets invaded. So, that's going to wrap up turn 2. They were able to get the mission, but apparently Miley was annoyed with Hammer, who is this supposedly tough fighter, Kieran, who's been injured in both of our missions so far. So they had a fight, and they both end up in sickbay for medbay for 1 turn. Okay, I guess that's it. We'll come back for turn 3. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and have a great day.